What's going on, guys? No Guides here. Welcome back to another video. Now in today's video I got my elite tactics setup. This is a setup that you can use in your weekend league to help you push towards elite. I hope you get those extra couple more wins. Again, this is the weekly update, so this is going to be a new formation I've incorporated, a 4-4-2 second variation. Don't forget, I've got a formation video for each one of these formations individually on my channel. And if something's working for you already, don't change it. This is just what I'm doing this week and kind of what I'm going with. Now, the biggest thing is when you're trying to push to a higher rank, in case you're new here, you need basically a defensive formation, attacking formation, and another attacking formation, and you need an all-out attack formation or an ultra attacking formation. Now the key thing is that you should always start on the defensive formation first. This would be the formation that you would use to either close the game out, or let's say for example you're winning 1-0, you don't need to attack anymore, or you want to play more safe, or your opponent's playing with more attacking, you have that formation. Now this is a 4-2-3-1 I've gone with. Now you may have seen my 4-2-3-1 video. Now I used to have two slots. I used to have two 4-2-3-1s. I used to have a more attacking one with long ball and a more defensive one. Now with myself, with my playstyle, I feel comfortable enough to use the L1 triggers now. This year I'm getting used to defending a bit better, and I know I can now attack with just 4 players. So this is now my defensive formation, but it still is very attacking. So we've got balanced 4-3-4-4, because you want to be kind of tight, compact, but you don't want to go too far forward, but you also want to be attacking. And then for the instructions, we have every single player on comeback and offense. Now, let's be honest, everyone is using this tactic, so you do need it. There's no point having just a balanced tactic on defense, because if you're winning 1-0, your opponent is naturally going to be more offensive. And what's the point of having your winger on stay forward if your opponent's going to be more offensive? You're going to get outnumbered with his left back and right back coming in. We've got both the CDMs on stay back while attacking, cover center, conservative interceptions, and we've got the left back and right back on stay back, conservative. Again, don't forget, this is still an attacking formation. When I attack, when I have the ball, I still have 4 strikers going forward. Don't forget, and I can also trigger, for example, Renato Sanchez forward manually using the L1 button. So I still got 4 to 5 players going forward. But difference is when I lose the ball, they all come back and defend. This is the formation I would say I use now 40% of the time. Now the other 40% of the time I've been using is the 4-4-2 second variation. Why? I'll be honest, I've not been enjoying the game so much. You may want to, for example, play this 60% of the game and maybe use this, for example, other 30%. Maybe let's say you're losing 1-0, or let's say you can't create with a force. Let's say, for example, you need 2 strikers, because let's say your opponent is defending very well and you need 2 strikers up against his 2 centre backs. Well, this is the perfect formation for you. Because I've not been enjoying this game that much. In fact, if you've been watching me stream, by the way, I do stream on twitch.tv/NoGuides, links in the description. If you've seen me on stream, I have been using this formation most of the time. Now, this is the formation from yesterday's video. As I said, don't forget to watch that video on my channel. But again, if you're on a rush, let's say you're working and everything, this is the tactics. If you quickly want to copy these, press never touch, 4, 3, balanced, 3 and 7. The depth I've gone down just a little bit because I use this formation the entire game. That's the key. So because I'm using this a lot more now, I just prefer to be more attacking. Yes, I concede more goals, but for the hell of it, I just want to have more fun. Obviously, I press never touch as well, so that means my opponent loses the ball, he makes a mistake, I kind of have that temporary team press, so that way I'm not just sitting there, sitting back, parking the bus. Then I have, of course, the instructions, of course, exact same thing in the video: stay central, get it behind, stay forward. Mbappe makes a 4-4-1-1 when you're defending, so come back in defense. He sits just behind Neymar, and he comes back when he's defending. Of course, Neymar stays forward. And then we've got Podence, the new addition to the team, on comeback and defense, and we do have get into the box as well. So that way we get into a cross-type position, they get into the box. We do have get in behind as well, because obviously we don't have long ball, so we got to get in behind all the strikers. One CDM is stay back while attacking, cover center, normal, and balanced defense behavior, no cut passing lanes. The second one, the more attacking one, you need ideally a high medium here, or a high or medium. Cut passing lanes, cover center, and conservative. We do have him on balance, so that way he does go forward. Now left back and right back, force on default, stay back. Left back and right back on stay back, conservative, overlap. Now of course you can pause this video and you can just use the full stop and the comma button to kind of skip the frames if you want to go back and see exactly what I did. But yeah, so if I'm in a game, generally speaking, I'll use this formation. I would say most of the time, if I'm playing serves, I use, and let's say for example, like I can't get through with a 4-2-3-1, or my opponent is parking the bus, that's the key, or he's holding the ball too much, I'll straight away change to the 4-4-2 second variation. And let's say for example I go 2-0 ahead, or I'm 2-1 up, I'll go back to the 4-2-3-1. So alternate between these two formations. Now let's say in a rare situation I cannot break through with this formation and my opponent is parked. You know what I'm talking about, when your opponent goes park the bus, drop back, 1 depth, 1 width, everyone 4-5-1, whatever he wants to play. then I'll go over to this formation. Now this is the exact same formation, nothing has changed. Balance 5, balance again 6 and 4. It's the exact same formation as my 4-3-2-1 video. Don't forget Sissoko drops in between defenders and ends up becoming, oops, that's not what I wanted to do. Don't forget Sissoko drops in between the defenders as well, so he becomes that temporary back centre back, and of course his left back and right back, they go forward, end up becoming left mids and right mids, and you have the 3 strikers up front. So basically you have 3 formations. You've got 1 striker formation, you then have a 2 striker formation in the 4-4-2, and a 4-3-2-1, you have a 3 striker formation. So as the game gets more and more difficult, as my opponent will progressively more and more park the bus, I will slowly make my way through this. Now in terms of the instructions, it's the exact same. Stay central, come back in defense. Stay central, stay forward, get it behind my left forward. Stay central, come back in defense and get it behind my right forward. And the reason why I do this is because don't forget I want to defend in a 4-4-2, so I have Mbappe on come back in defense. If you got the issue with, for example, the wrong winger coming back, you can leave, for example, both of these players on stay forward. That way when you defend, Mbappe will come back and you'll defend in a 4-4-2. So that's if you've got an issue with both the issue with the wingers with the work rate. So that's a quick tip for you. Then obviously for the right centre mid, we have stay back while attacking, cover centre. In fact, what I should have done right now, I should have swapped these around. So I got the most attacking centre mid, or the winger, for example, this one on get forward, cover wing, because obviously he's going to turn to a left back when you're defending. Don't forget he becomes a left back when you're defending. Mbappe becomes a right mid, or left mid, should I say, and a right mid. Get into the box. So this is the attacking player that drives forward. He's what creates that 4th striker in, for example, the 3 striker line. And then of course we have the other centre mid, for example, on stay back, balanced, cover centre. And what I would do is, if I'm still struggling, then I would put this person on balanced, or I'll just trigger him forward the L1 button. I'm quite comfortable using the L1 button, so I'll trigger him going forward. Then we have, of course, Sissoko drop between defenders, stay edge of the box, conserve interceptions, cover centre. So obviously when we're attacking, he basically slots in, creates that temporary back 3. And the left back and right back, of course, they go forward. How do they go forward? They're on inverted and they're on balanced. Of course, you can use fullbacks during the attack. Remember I said with this formation, it's a bit different. You want to have them on balanced as opposed to stay back while attacking. Don't forget, even though they're inverted, because these guys are stay central, they just go like this. They don't really go inside in between them. So don't forget, you still have your 3 strikers staying in the middle. If you had any other formation and these guys went on stay central and you had this guy inverted, they would go in between. But don't forget, because they are using a 4-3-2-1, and don't forget, because this guy's got stay central, it kind of vetoes over that and it forces the left back to go around on the outside. Then what do I do about my 4-2-2 formation? Well, this is why basically it's all our attack is done. You know what I mean? You know when you're in a game and you're like, it's done, boys. Like, this is the time for me to come back. This is gung-ho, basically. This is not even a formation I'm using to even attempt to use in the game. This is if I'm losing. I don't want to keep using this formation, the 4-4-2, and spamming the team press button all the time. I want to be higher up the pitch. I just want a tactic where I can change to, I got constant pressure straight away. I got high width, as I'm wide as possible when I'm defending, so I get the ball back, and I've got high width so I can be higher up the pitch. Fast build-up play, not long ball this time, fast build-up play. This is the formation I'm using all out attack. Now this is where the trick comes in. Everyone is really far forward. Now, I got these players on stay back. As I said, you can put one of these CDMs on drop. So if you're, for example, below an elite player and you know you struggle defensively, it might be worth going with this all-out attack formation using drop between defenders, because you don't want to go down 2-0 or 3-0 at 80th minute. So do bear that in mind. But the way this formation works now is, these guys, when you get the ball, they spam forward. These front 4 go forward, ends up becoming a 6 striker formation, and you got the 2 centre mids unbalanced. And that should be enough to get a goal. That should honestly be enough to get a goal. So that's what I've changed in that. In terms of instructions, stay central, come back in defense. Stay central, come back in defense. Of course, that's important, because when you're trying to press your opponent, you don't want these guys to be in front of your opponent's strikers. You want them to be behind. That way you can switch to them and you can press. Podence and Dembele on comeback. Both centre mids on cover centre and balanced. Left back and right back stay back while attacking. Conservative overlap. How do they go forward? Don't forget, you press up on your D-pad and you press the right on your D-pad, and that's how you activate, of course, attacking fullbacks, and that's what makes these fullbacks go forward. and that's how it kind of cancels this out and it forces them to go forward. Don't forget to watch the 4 on my channel, the 4-4-2-2 video. But that is my tactic setup. So as I said, look, and of course I got the anti-kickoff tactic. So for my balance tactic, I don't use this the entire game. But if my opponent is kicking off first, my anti-kickoff tactic is, for example, everyone just on stay back while attacking, everyone's on comeback and offense. Every single person on stay back. The only difference is the CDM is on. This becomes a CDM and drops in between defenders. Don't forget, I don't use this formation. This is just I swap opponents around, so I want to swap them around. Don't forget that formation just if my opponent is counter-attacking. Now this is my new team that I've got. Of course, I play Kamara, the best centre-back in my opinion, alongside Semedo at centre-back. Completely perfect, got no qualms about them. The new addition is Kamara, and we do have Podence, which I'll be honest is a pretty good card. Now, you might be looking at this team thinking, oh, look, he's only getting this because of the team he's got. What do you think I started in the beginning? Did you think I had these cards in the beginning? No, of course. I worked my way up. I sold my entire team to finance Neymar. Then I sold some more to finance Ronaldo Sanchez. And every single week by week, I'm improving my team. Don't forget, I said, look, if something is working for you already, don't change it. I have replaced the 4-2-3-1, which was over here, with the 4-4-2. You don't have to do this. If you find, for example, you like the old system where, I like the ultra defensive 4-2-3-1, a bit more attacking 4-2-3-1, 4-3-2-1, and 4-2-2, that's fine. Leave it as is. I think that's probably the better way of doing it. But it's just an update. Because if I'm streaming tomorrow, don't forget, I do stream on twitch.tv/nil, guys. I'll be streaming later on tonight. People will be like, okay, why are you using the 4-4-2 in your defensive slot? So now you know why. Don't forget, these are just for my playstyle. So you can copy this if you want to. And you can also tinker something. So if you, for example, don't like pressure every touch on this, you can, of course, change this to balance if you want to. Let's say you don't like pressure and heavy touch on your 4-4-2, but this is the way I'm running it, so do bear that in mind. But thank you very much for watching. As I said, this is a quick video for those of you that are busy with work, and let's say for example you haven't got time to, of course, watch my entire videos. You quickly see it over there. And don't forget I do have Twitter. People always ask me. I do have Twitter, so if you ever want to see when I'm going live, of course I will tweet out when I'm going live. Maybe just some other things as well. But thanks for watching, guys. Take it easy, and I'll catch you next time. Oh yeah, by the way, all links of the social medias are in the description. Take care, boys. Peace out.